Failed to upload settings for YouTube again. What is going on? What is going on? Everybody see me? We good? Can you see me in my new LTT merch? 60% for clicky buttons. 30 votes. Wow. A lot of people must have came in over the past 8 hours of this stream being open. A lot of people also have been using code Jake at ZLabs today, so thank you very much. I'm going to take hello and let's go as you guys can see me. Okay, cool. But we're going to start while people are still piling in here. We're going to start with showing off what we still have for sale. I'm hitting the wrong button there. We're going to work, I'll introduce what we're doing today, though. We're going to do a all-black Game Boy Advance with the wonderful Natalie the Nerd's light-up button kit. So, it's going to be stealthy, but then if you want to turn on the LEDs, it'll be nice and beautiful, bright lights right in your face. It's a good thing, though, I promise. But I'll put this off to the side for a second. And we've got 2 SPs. One with a beautiful Entei on it. One with nothing, but it's still beautiful in its own right. And then we have these 2 Game Boy Colors still for sale. These have been like the most popular models as of late, so this is what we got. Then we still have a few Game Boy Pockets. And we still have a couple. I need to zoom out. We still have a few DMGs as well. But wait, there's more. We have a green and yellow Game Boy Advance. I don't want to hit any buttons on my stream deck here, but we got a Charmander Game Boy Advance, or not SP, just Game Boy Advance. And then we have a boxed Kirby Game Boy Advance. I think this is super cute. And then, voila, Kirby Game Boy. So, if there's anything in this that you're interested in, it's already live on the website, retroremaster.com. It'll be the second link in the description because in today's stream, the first link in the description is the link to Natalie's shop. So if you want to grab yourself an ARC GBA kit, you can do that. I believe there's stock. I believe she's selling them right now. If not, then she's going to get a bunch of inquiries again, and it'll be all my fault. When I did the pocket color video, she got an endless number of emails asking when it was coming, and at the time she was not planning to make a wide release of those kits because it's a pretty tough mod. I have so many Game Boys that it's hard to put all of them away. But I think we're all good now. Last chance to get your votes in on whether or not we should go with clicky or regular buttons, because one of the features of this kit, I'll open it up real quick. I'll also zoom back in a little bit. One of the features of this kit is not only LED buttons and the ability to change a lot of the colors, is you have clicky buttons. And I'm pretty sure that you can peel these off But since it looks like we're going to have clicky buttons win, actually I haven't, there's been 10 more votes since I last checked. Yeah, so since it looks like clicky buttons are about to win, we won't have to remove these. But I'm pretty sure underneath it, because it's just tape holding it down, I believe that it'll just be regular new contacts. So either way, you'll get a brand new contact for your membranes, or you'll get brand new clicky buttons. It's really cool. Okay. So, we got a lot of chats in here this morning. Let's say hello to everybody and get this party started. We got Bok Bok Bagok, The Shadow Wolf, Bloink, Lego Plays, DC, DJ Ames. We got a $5 donation that I'll get to in a minute, but hopefully it'll cut me off during these hellos. Got a lot of repeats talking in chat. A lot of repeats talking in chat. We got Evie Blaze, Max Voss, first time viewer, hello. We got Philip, Jeremy, my mom, Kira, and Mystic
Great
Shift.
Success. Borat did funny plaging 3.0 after last stream to success. Ordered for GBA and some China screens to try cheap. Ya bois hooked.
Yeah, boy. Your boy's hooked. Nice. Okay. I appreciate, like, obviously I want money. Like, there's no hiding that. I think everybody wants a little bit of money in their life, but I'm very grateful for the donations, but I just, like, I just feel obligated to say that you don't have to donate this much, but I do appreciate it. And since you're donating in $5 increments, if you're going to go again, might as well become a member, because there's a lot of stuff that you could get out of it too. But either way, I appreciate it. Alright, let's see if there's anything that I should acknowledge in chat before we get started. Long time no see. It's been a while. I see your name every week when I put you in the members list at the end, though. Glad to see you here. Korok Torture Simulator, yeah. People talking about Tears of the Kingdom. My dad's talking about his fence. And the unicorns. First time viewer, Max Voss, well, welcome. Welcome. I usually don't stare at the chat for this long before we get started, but currently cleaning 3 advances that won't turn on. We are 2 for 3, hoping for 3 for 3. That's awesome. Usually for me, it's just cleaning up the power switch, and that's all that's wrong with Game Boy Advances. But, yeah. That Venusaur DMG is so sick. Thank you. I mean, I didn't design it. I just bought the shell, but I do appreciate it. First time viewer. Love your content. Boink, I've seen your name in here before. Where I got this is from LTT. I'll talk about this for a second. It's from Linus Tech Tips with the little patch there. I bought the mystery flannel because I haven't had a flannel in a very long time. Ironically, the last flannel I had was it's not ironically, coincidentally, the last flannel I had was also purple. But okay. Everybody's gonna say first time viewer now. Okay. Mystic Shift, Humanity, SD Designs, GP7, Alexander. I just want to say hello to you guys because I think I skipped you. But okay. Where do I buy my tools? Everywhere. Partially LTT because I got the screwdriver. Partially I fix it. But Yeah, they actually have a lot of pretty nice merch that is, I mean, like, it's a little expensive, but it's high quality, so it's, I think, worth it. But I don't know. I there's a lot of stuff that I want. Like, I want the party shirt from them, but it's out of stock. Okay. Speaking of screwdrivers, I'm gonna use the iFixit one. I did just get the within this order. I got the specialty bits for my screwdriver, but I just feel like, one, I already got them all mixed up, but two, I feel like this will be way too large. I will try the LTT screwdriver today for funsies. Nope. It just seems ridiculous and also loud, but it does work. It does work. I feel like this will be better for like actual home consoles instead of tiny handhelds like this. So I'm gonna go back to the iFixit driver, but this is definitely a very nice screwdriver that I like, and now I'm just shilling for Linus when I don't need to. Okay. Yeah, the dirty power switch shorts. I still need to do a pocket one, but if you haven't noticed, I use the same audio for all of the dirty power switch cleanings. It was funny because I don't think anybody noticed till the SP one, where you can hear the sounds of the batteries going in or coming out of the Game Boy, and there's no batteries like that in the SP. I could have like taken it out, but I was like, nah, that's funnier that way. Plus, I wanted people to figure it out. What did you guys think of yesterday's short? The $10 flash cart. It's technically a lie. It's actually more like a $12 flash cart. But I rounded down for the sake of the title. The worst clickbait I've ever done. Very squeaky screw there. Yeah. That almost fell. Okay. Taking all this apart. And this one's got all 3 screws. Nice. And it's 40 pin. Sweet. I find it weird that my membership resub notification doesn't pop up. Did you just resub and it didn't pop up? That's lame. Fine, I'll join your member. You don't have to. It's just you'll get more out of it than just sending me $5. Where do you become a member? I can't find it. It's the giant join button next to the subscribe button. I guess it's not that giant. It's an adequately large button next to the subscribe button. Okay. And that is all of the stuff that we do not need. I think we will start with, we should start with putting the kit on. I don't think there's anything else that we need to do at this moment in time. The bend in the middle does make it a little bit harder to line everything up, but we're going to use the power of friendship. Oh, we got some instructions on the back here. I'll take a drink real quick. Okay, Let me get it to focus here. The main part of this board is designed to be reusable to reduce electronic waste. Flip for pinout to add L and R LEDs. Okay, I don't understand what that means, but yeah. So she has updated her kit to not have the Pico chip, I think it's the Pico chip, soldered directly to the Flex PCB. Instead, she has its own brain that she plants onto these, so you can, I don't know if she sells this chip or this whole piece by itself yet, or if she just has like the instructions online on how to order it. But you could take this and use it for your own projects if you want to use it to light up something else, like I don't know, Game Gear buttons. Trying to think of something to Atari Lynx buttons, I guess, if people care about that console. But it's a very cool project, and Natalie's an awesome gal. So if you want anything like this, she has them for DMGs and Game Boy Colors right now. I think the DMG one's out of stock. You can thank me for that. But you can find those at the top link in the description. Okay, I'm gonna get some Kapton tape out, mainly just to hold it down for the time being, but scissors up here. Always forget. Okay. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and line everything up on this right side or left side here. Where do I put the tape? Okay. And covering up some of those pieces, but once we get it soldered down, that'll be pretty helpful. Okay. Zoom in for this. Probably not going to pay too much attention to chat for this bit because it's a lot of soldering and a lot of things I have to be pretty careful for. So, as always, I'm going to recommend Flux because it's going to help a lot with stuff like this. Whoa. I'm just going to put it over all these points that are actually available. And I'm going to put it right there too because I believe that's ground and we have to connect ground there. I guess we can probably sneak some solder on TP3 even though it's partially covered. Alright. So we put our tip down, push a little solder in there, and now that should be good. Same thing over here. Oops. Didn't connect enough there. There. Okay. Oh, and I'll do the ground here. I believe this is ground. This is not clean. Hold up. Not my cleanest work, but it's connected, I think. Yeah, it's connected. It works. Alright, I'm going to unplug the soldering iron for a second here. We're going to lift this tape up. And we should see that everything's actually connected, so it won't lift up there. We're going to just put that Kapton tape there for now, while we do the rest of these. It's also pretty important with stuff like this to make sure that this is actually flat while the solder dries up, because it's going to want to lift on its own because of the bend in the middle, and because it's like super flexible. I didn't even notice this one over here. Plus it's I'm blanking. I don't know, but if you can, it'll look like you might have it down with like the solder balls on top of it, but you might not actually have any solder connected to the board. So you got to make sure it's held down in the right spot. I just realized that I was trying to push the flux in instead of this. Okay. We can move over to the other side real quick. I'm gonna hold that down like that, and I believe we just have to do these two down here. I'm gonna also get flux out for that. Don't bridge them. Stop bridging them. There we go. I hope that's enough. But the nice thing about the clicky buttons is it makes it a lot easier to test. So we will, well, test that real quick. Whew. Okay. Linus is so popular, even other non-LMG channels chill for him. Yes. Hey, he makes good stuff. But I'm still gonna say when things are bad. Maybe there's a review coming up with something from LTT Store that actually has to do with this channel. He rounded the price down by $2. Such a horrible clickbait. Yeah. I should be banned for life. There isn't any button next to it. I wonder if it might be down to the country you live in? Because I think because of like money reasons, some countries don't have memberships like turned on. I don't know. Yes, you were the first member of the channel. The Shadow Wolf was the first member of this channel. So it should be coming up on a year if you're not there already. I don't remember if that's, I think actually, if that's the pocket, I believe that's the 1 year membership. I didn't get a notification for that. Yeah, you think UK would be fine? Because I know that there's people in the UK that are members of the channel. It's odd. I don't know why it's not working for you then. Actually, I want this side for now, because we are going to test the buttons. So I'm gonna put this actually. I need to make that a little louder, but I don't know how to do that. Welcome to the Mod Squad. you now have a bunch of members only content unlocked, a lot of streams unlocked, and actually very soon, I was planning to do it today. Maybe I still will, maybe not, but I want to do a live stream where I rank all of the MCU stuff, because that was suggested by another member. I believe it was another member, or at least just a viewer, and it sounds like fun. Because members only content, I don't mind going a little out of the norm for the channel. Plus, I really like Marvel, so anytime I can talk about it is fine for me. Do a stream where I rate them. I don't want to like rate them, but I do enjoy looking at them in the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord server, there's a section dedicated to Mr. Fodor resubbing or that's good, remembered for 8 months. Finally got time to join a live stream. Hope all is well. I hope all is well with you. Thank you for coming back for 8 months. But where was I? Oh yeah. Yeah, if you join the Discord, you can show off all your mods. Because I do like I do like looking at them. Okay. I'm plugging this screen in. And then I'm going to put that in there. And we're going to put some batteries. Okay. And then probably put the test cartridge in, huh? I actually got an LED kit laying around and I'm thinking of using it. This is interesting and useful to me. Well, perfect. Let's test and make sure all the buttons work. Obviously, start and select are still going to work here, so all we really care about is if A and B work. And up, well, that's down, up, down, left, right. Cool. Guess we can see if left and right are still working. Left's a little iffy, so guess this is good timing. And we will clean that up. I can show that off too. Okay. We got a lot to clean up anyways, because I left a lot of flux everywhere. Even though it is a no clean flux, I still like to clean it up because it's sticky. Gross. So I'm gonna take this out. Set all this off to the side again. And I'm not going to spray directly because these buttons, if you get any liquid in them, it's not great. But I will. Wait, is this? This one's left. This is right side up. Yeah, okay. If your buttons are like, you can get them to kind of press sometimes, the L and R ones at least, but it doesn't work every time. You open it up, you take this little rubber piece out, and then you can put a little bit of IPA in there. A little bit. Don't go crazy with it. Then you can wiggle that toothbrush around Try and get those bristles all up in there. And then, very important part, got a spray in there. Volume warning here. Got to dry it out, because even though it's IPA and it dries quickly, it needs air to get to it, and there's a little piece of metal in there that creates the contact for the button press, and the liquid gets trapped underneath there, which is where all the dirt is getting trapped underneath there. Then you're going to need to help it out to get some air in there to dry it up. But we're going to leave that off for now while we clean the rest of the board, and then we'll put it in at the end. But once again, I'm not going to spray the board. Spray the paper towel, and then we'll go over that. I didn't get a ton of IPA on the actual tip of this. And there we go. I think we're fairly cleaned up there. Good enough for me. I don't think there's anything shorting along this board, so I think we're good. I think since we have it and it's like the perfect size, I will cover this up in Kapton tape just in case, but it's probably fine. It really did work out to be the perfect size for that, though. Actually, I'm gonna put it off a little bit more to this side because there's another little chip there. Okay. I'm going to put a little more air in there. Again, volume warning for you sensitive people. It's going to be really hard to capture on camera, at least on stream. But when I am blowing air into that, I'm having that nozzle just barely poke it. So air can actually shoot down, but also come back up. And the little plate that's in there is kind of like at an angle when I'm shooting air in there. So just in case you guys ever have to do that, which is a pretty common problem for me, doing that helps. And we can just try very hard to put this back in. The other option is replacing it, but I don't like to do that unless both of them are broken, or it's just I have to, because they just don't have the same feel, you know? If you just replace one, the other one's not going to feel right. So, okay. Now we can continue on like it's a normal mod. And that begins with... I guess I didn't see the buttons light up. Did you guys see the buttons light up? Now I'm questioning it. I feel like we should have seen the buttons light up. I'm gonna go back and look at the stream real quick. My stream replay quality is so poor that I cannot tell. No light? Okay. Let's just go back and look real quick. I'm gonna pull up her website to make sure, see if there's any instructions. This is my first time doing it to the Game Boy Advance. So I feel like it should have lit up immediately. There's an install guide here. We'll go there instead of the product listing. Okay, so I'm assuming that something's not completely soldered down. I know that all the face buttons are, but soldered all those 4 points. I soldered those. So maybe this down here doesn't have a good enough solder point? I don't know. Okay. Let's go back to testing. I don't need a screen for this though. Okay. Oops, wrong thing. Okay. Hold start and tap A to switch colors. Okay. Start and tap A. So I need membranes out so I can do the start select here. I think it's up for brightness levels. Okay, something is not right. I believe it's up. I already forgot what I said. Yeah. Hold start and tap up to change brightness. Hold down, up, and A together. Or hold down, up, and A together to save color and brightness. Okay. Something is not properly soldered. So we'll go back here. I feel like it's this piece here. Okay. I'll turn it off. Even though I'd like to solder it while it's on, I don't want to break anything. We will wait for the soldering iron to get to full heat. Oh, you were on mobile? Is that what it was? Yeah, I don't know if the join button's up there for mobile stuff. think TP3 is the one for start. So TP 1 and 0 is for A and B. We know those are good. 6, 4, 5, and 7 are all for the D-pad. And then TP2 is for select. That's for start. So this would be the only thing I can think of that would need it. Let me pull up the instructions real quick before we put the soldering iron away. Make sure there's no other solder points I need to do here. Nope. That's it. Is my board fully soldered? I can't tell. Can we get a zoom in here? That's not very zoomed. What if I hold it up? That doesn't look soldered. Hey, it looks sort of soldered. Alright, we'll try it again real quick. What is going on? Where's my start and select membranes? Okay, if I press start and up, make sure I'm not just drowning out the LEDs here. Nope. Flashbang time. What is going on? Wish Natalie was awake right now, but I think she's going to bed. Nah, it's probably like 5 in the morning or something like that. I don't know why it's not working. And the reason why I didn't do macros today was because I didn't want to get frustrated and have things not work. I feel like there's just something I'm doing wrong. It could be that the kid is a dud. It's possible, but I just don't... I don't think so. Is this still on? It is, okay. That's the 5-volt line right there. Did we get... Am I crazy or did we get a flash when I did that? Got a burst of electricity through me, so there's okay. I just got shocked by the 5-volt line. Shocking. I'm going to carefully try and reflow the solder on that chip. I think 5 volts is low. Okay. Gotta wait till it's still at full heat. Good thing I'm only doing one today. 45 minutes in. Let's go. It was probably because it was focusing on my hand, wasn't it? I didn't have the preview up on the screen. Okay, so I'm gonna be pretty careful here. This is very tiny soldering. Just gonna make sure that stays focused on the it doesn't really look like it's reflowed, but we'll try that. Whew. Okay. Gosh, fingers. Nope. Trying to see if there's anything that's gonna make it light up, but I don't know. It is possible this one is not working. Guess we can swap it out. Man. I just feel like there's something I'm missing. Because is this not ground right here? I feel like this is ground. Yeah, that's ground. So where's the power coming from? That's where I'm like, I feel like I'm missing something. Because where's the 5-volt line going? Yeah, it's probably the flannel shirt that's causing the issues. Yeah, I could power the... Maybe. Do I not have it in there anymore? Okay, so here, I'm gonna take these batteries. Alright. I'm gonna clip it to the negative here. Huh. Maybe. It is possible it's just a bad one. Okay, Batteries are working. If I go negative to the positive line, nothing happens. I believe that's the 5-volt line. Let me check again. Yeah. Okay. So this very end one here is ground. Nothing. I don't even know if I'm getting a good connection on those though. But I want to know where the power hooks up. I see a ground, but I don't see a 5-volt line. That's why I feel like I'm missing something. All I see is the 5-volt line that connects this board to the ribbon cable. I don't see a spot where we connect the 5-volt to the... I don't see a spot where we connect power from the ARC board to the Game Boy board. And this board she's got is old in her tutorial. And I know it works because the buttons work. The pass-through through the buttons works. Do I need to connect these? But there was something on the back. Let me read the back again. I have another one, thankfully. I don't think it's possible to get it backwards. All it says is flip for pin out to add L and R LEDs. Oh, that's not in frame. And then that's to reduce waste. I don't see anything on the back that I could have missed either. I just don't know. If I lay this down here, if I can lay it down on top, will it work? In theory, it could. I just don't know. I still don't understand where it's supposed to be getting power from. It has to get power from somewhere. So. But that's the thing, is I don't know where the power... I don't know where the electricity is supposed to go. I know where the ground's supposed to go, but there's no 5-volt line other than this very small point on this board that doesn't connect to here. I just feel like I'm missing something and it's like staring me in the face. Like I could just put the battery to all of these points until it lights up. But yeah, I just don't know. I am out of ideas. Okay, let's read through and make sure. The C pin on the brain. You could try it. I don't really know what C means though. I think A, B, and C are just the 3 points for I don't think A and B are for A and B buttons. I think A is for button 1, B is for button 2, and C is for button 3, kind of thing, because it is universal, that chip. I'm just like studying this board to see if I can spot anything I'm missing. Maybe it's this right here. Maybe I'll try reflowing the solder again. That's gotta be it. Cause, okay, I'll test this battery. Let me see that everything's in frame here. I think this whole time I've been noticing the TP3 over here, and I think that it's for this, but I realize it's the only one that's not labeled. And it still doesn't matter because nothing... Oh, there we go. Okay. So that's our issue. Okay. Figured it out. I knew I was missing something. Okay. So... we should be able to light this up here. Okay, maybe we still have a dud. Because it is not lighting up. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm going to try reflowing that solder. What do you guys think? I don't know if you even saw that. Okay. Man, I really hope that Natalie or anybody who knows better than me is not watching this back right now. Because they will be cringing for a solid, like, 30 minutes. I should have known to just start reflowing the solder in the first place. But okay. Now we're back on track. Let's reflow some solder. There's this one. Guess the only recommendation I'd have for Natalie is to label the 5-volt line. Alright, I don't know if that's technically 5 volts. but put a little plus there, something for dummies like me. Okay. I'm gonna put a little flux down. Not over there. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, you just didn't want to ruin the fun for me. You wanted to see if I could figure it out for myself. I appreciate that. Someone asked about backseating in video games a couple weeks ago. This is a time where backseating is very welcomed. Just for funsies, we'll reflow TP3 there. Okay. And power on. Son of a... Okay. It's just a little delayed. Woo! Okay. Now, should be able to press and hold that. Press A. Where's that A? Pretty sure A is the far one. A on the outside, B on the inside. Okay. Starting to think that start might not be soldered down unless it's select. We did it, Reddit. Okay. Now we get to reflow start. Because it's not working. I'm not going to mess with the D-pad or A or B because those all are working. Only thing that I'm going to mess with is TP3, which is start. We will need access to TP2, but I think that's fine. We can reflow it. Okay. Yeah, I'll reflow it. Why the heck not? Might be my biggest mistake. Or my best idea. Okay. It is also just hard to press down the start and select membranes in this spot. I'm also gonna, okay, I'll just wipe down everything too. Since we have a little extra flux everywhere. That does seem like it lined up a little bit there. Alright. Power on. Lights. Start. An A. Or one of these. Come on now. Why aren't you working? We have a new problem. And let me double check that it's at start that you hold down. Hold down start and tap A to switch colors. And now I'm second guessing everything, and I'm like, is this even A? I do know which one fixed the power issue. But what I don't know is what fixed this issue. Can I... turn off? Did I just kill the entire board? I may have shorted the entire board. Let's just hope that I didn't. All I wanted to do was short start to get it to actually press down. And I think the board is dead. Nice. Man, this is going very smoothly. A is outside. Yeah, okay. Well, that's the least of our worries now, as the board does not work anymore. To try new batteries, in case it's just a dud. Or dud, it's dead. It's possible. But I am doubting that. Time to check the fuse. If the fuse is still fine, then I'm just gonna throw in the towel for the day. Yeah. I don't think it has anything to do with double A's. Okay. Good news is looks like it's just a bad fuse. So should be able to swap that. It should work. Because we're not getting any continuity on the fuse, and if I remember correctly, fuses do want continuity. But I always get that mixed up. Now the real question is, where did I hide my GBA fuses? Oh. There they are. I only have a few of them left, so. I have This is gonna last me the rest of my life because I don't think I've ever replaced a Game Boy Advance fuse. I think I've only replaced Game Boy Color fuses, and even that's been pretty rare. Okay. We're gonna need flux. This is gonna be very tight, and not the cool meaning. So I'm gonna flip those down. That's zoomed in as we're gonna get. Let's make sure it's center. Take the last drink here. We haven't even got to the point where we do the mod kit. Okay, I managed to... Hold on. Let me... Trying to get it to focus on the mat. See, and it's already focusing on... It doesn't know where to focus. I want you guys to be able to see this. But I can already ruin that. One thing that I really don't like about the new Canon cameras with like the R series is that they got rid of the focus swap, the manual focus autofocus switch on the lens, which is like, that was so useful. Now if I want to swap to manual focus, I have to go into the menus, and it's like 15 extra steps that I do not need. Software is not always the answer. I would like a physical switch, please. That's why I don't do emulators on my phone, because I want the actual buttons. Okay. Now these are smaller than the resistors that you see in the DS Lite stuff with the macro mods. These are tiny. Like, incredibly tiny. So just placing this down is going to be tough. But I think I did that. I think I got super lucky placing that down. Because, wow, I usually don't do that well with resistors on macro mods, and I've done that 100 times. I think that was my first time ever replacing that fuse. And I got it first try when it's like half the size of those resistors. Wow. Okay. I wanna show you the difference between a 330 ohm resistor and a fuse. So if you think that the resistors are tiny, think again. I don't have a banana for scale though. I didn't get that from Linus. Only a few of you will get that. That's alright. I know my parents won't. Okay. Honestly, one of the best live streams I've watched. Yeah, you do learn some things when it doesn't go right. But me thinking about, like, I do enjoy this, and I'm glad that you guys like these. But when I think about all the stuff that I have to do today, and the fact that I'm like, I'm only doing one Game Boy today, so it should go fast, does not help that. But hopefully, if this doesn't work, if it doesn't turn on right now, I gotta flatten these back, or deflatten these. If this doesn't turn on, then I'm out, because I don't know what it is, and I don't have the time to search through. So y'all better cross your fingers. I know I'm zoomed in here. I'll fix that in a second. There we go. Okay. So now we're back to why is start not working? Because I know that start and A work, or I know that up and A work. Okay. I guess we will reflow the solder once more. I think this time I'm actually going to desolder. I'm going to use some desoldering wick here. I don't think they really did much. But okay. Now we can see that there's solder on the actual contact there. So I don't see why we wouldn't be able to make good contact. Okay. Now, turn it on. Lights are on. It's also possible that this membrane's bad too. Okay, try a different brand new membrane. I'll even try it with big old A membrane here. Okay. Shorted it again. That was weird. I definitely did something wrong there. I was hoping that putting those two together would simulate pressing start, and it just turned it off. Let's see. I don't know what TP4 is, but ooh. And I just shorted it again. Okay. I really don't know what's going on with it. And I just broke the fuse, or bursted the fuse again, bust the fuse, whatever. Yep. Okay. I'm done. I know that shorting things isn't the smartest way to go about things, but when I can't seem to press start, I don't know what else to do. And I know TP3 is start. I know that that's the power. That's start. I think that's left, and that might be, or that's, I don't know what these are, but I don't know why these buttons aren't working, so. Yeah, I don't know. I will probably talk to Natalie later. But I give up. We had some highs. We've had more lows though. Yeah. I don't know what to do. So, towel has been thrown. I don't know which towel, but towel's been thrown. So, there are a ton of other Game Boys up for grabs. If you want them, they don't have light up buttons, but this one will hopefully, maybe we'll resume it on Monday. I don't know. Man, it's disappointing. Yeah. I don't know if I want to just finish it offline or if it'll be fixed on Monday's stream. But yeah, I need to, exactly, DC, I need to clear my head and come back with fresh ideas. So, that is it for me. I don't feel like grabbing all of the Game Boys that are up for sale, so go back to the beginning of the stream or just check out the website, retroremaster.com. There's a ton of stuff, probably something for you. So, yeah, that's a great way to end the month of May. We'll come back next month better than ever. So I will see you guys on Friday for a new laminated IPS kit for the GBA that that one actually went smoothly. See you guys. And it's actually like the best laminated IPS kit out there.